आज का जो हमारा डिस्कशन है, उसका उसका वीडियो पहले शेयर किया जा चुका है सभी को
यस,
और उसका जो टॉपिक है रोल ऑफ मनी इन सोसाइटी, राइट?
सर
तो
मोरल
इसमें
लिमिट्स ऑफ
हम लोग
मार्केट था ना?
यस, मनी इन मार्केट इन द सोसाइटी।
मोरल लिमिट्स ऑफ मार्केट ऐसे।
या दैट इज़ द टॉपिक यू कैन से। सो हम लोग इसको वन बाय वन पहले अपने-अपने व्यूज़ रखेंगे। देन हम लोग इसको फिर जो क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग अगर किसी को करनी है देन वी कैन डू इट। सो कौन स्टार्ट करेगा?
सर
ओके।
sir, after watching the video, what I have understood that whatever sir was explaining, it was about the moral limits of market. That means, although that we often heard that economy should be free, all the economists argue that the economy we must agree on the free economy. That is, capitalism has done certain materialistic growth in the world that has been very helpful in developing the world, developing the first world countries, so-called first world countries like Western countries. But it has certain limits which cannot be ignored, as there are certain areas in which if we allow market to actually comes into picture, then it will create further inequality. And so the basic crux what I have understood from the video was that sir was hinting towards the mixed economic model. That means there are certain areas in which the economy must be free. That means market forces must be allowed to function as they want to create their own demand and supply. But there are certain areas which should be controlled by a certain governing authority. Sir has given many examples, just like health, education, environmental services. If we further allow the commodification of these services, then it will lead to the rise of inequality. Uh, if you take an example, if a child is growing in its initial phases, what he or she require is a good education and a good health. So these two factors defines his or her capabilities that he or she may actually function in while growing up, and what contribution they will make into the society. So if these two things are being controlled, or say controlled by the market forces, that means those who have access to the say those who have access to the money, and these can be accessible only through the money. So it will create the further inequality that is already being existed. So what I was reading, Asar has also given certain examples like uh, unworthy desires. That means there are these things which market forces often creates unworthy desires, and these often acts as a two double-edged sword. Take for example, sir has given the example of walrus, the um, जो हंटिंग होती है, वॉलरस हंटिंग एग्जांपल दिया था उन्होंने. सो इट कैन बी इक्वेटेड टू द कार्बन क्रेडिट, लाइक देयर इज अ सर्टेन ट्राइब इन द कनाडा which used hunting of walrus as a their cultural practices. So what government of Canada has done, that they had banned the walrus hunting overall, but they had given certain exemptions to these tribal tribal communities to practice walrus hunting. But the government has set certain limits that these number of walruses are allowed to be hunt per year. So what they started actually doing is they used to sell those numbers to the tourists to earn certain extra income. So this can be termed as unethical practice, but at the same time, such practices also creating employment opportunities for these people. So when we often heard about the term carbon credit that is being used in the Kyoto Protocol, so somewhat it is being similar to that practice. So carbon credit. So what sir has given, that the unworthy desires, which are often act as a double sword, they can often disrupt the market, means through unethical practices, and at the same time they can often create employment opportunities as well. Sir, yesterday in the newspaper I was reading, there was a report, State of Working India 2023 report, in which uh, the report says that 40% of the graduates in India under 25 are unemployed. So I'm not saying that such type of things should be created as an employment opportunity for the graduates that is being produced in the country. But again, given the number of unemployed youth in India, so such type of uh, employment opportunities in the form of market forces that can be created to actually bridge the gap in the society. So, giving total tilt towards the market forces may create certain inequalities, but provided that we provide certain amenities like education, health, and environmental services, and keeping them away from the commodification in the market areas. So these uh, and leaving rest of the things to the market forces will actually work. So that was the crux of the video that I had understood from the video.
Okay, Samriddhi, now you.
Sir, the video, I could watch the first 30 minutes of it. So in that, it it made me think about the economics and the opportunities which we have in economics. Like I think the motive of that lecture was that how we have to rethink the economy as just the economy and not, you know, overlap it with morals and anything. I think that was what they were discussing. And there was another example discussed about voluntary military, how patriotism and the voluntary military, like the one we saw in Ukraine, Russia mercenary group. So it was for money, and on the other hand, we have armies because they are patriotically motivated. So these two things that came to my mind when I heard that. So it just made me think what is morals and what is economy. So I'm on the path of thinking it. I have not concluded anything yet. So I think the discussion ahead will help me out.
Sir, they have used a term that economics as a branch of moral philosophy. So,
Pawan, one by one. Let speak everyone. Okay, Pradeep, now it's your turn. Please unmute yourself, Pradeep.
Okay, so now am I audible?
You are audible.
Okay, sir, good evening, first of all. As the topic of the video suggests, that what should be the role of money and market in our society. So the crux of the video that I understood is that we need to differentiate between the commodification of the things and the market economy, that part. And as Professor Michael Sandel explained it through various examples, he gave the example of amusement park where people want to take the comfort of the park but don't want to stand in the queue, so they buy that service for the money sake. And he gave the example of congressional hearing in which people want to participate in the congressional hearing, or they want to hear the hot topic discussion in the Congress, US Congress, but they don't want to stand in the queue. So here the role of money comes into play. He said that if you have the money, then you can buy the services which are social in its terms. Means if you have to participate there, you will have to stand in the queue, wait for your turn, and then you will have to you buy your pass. But here he said that if you have the money and if you want to save your time, then you can buy the service. And he gave the example of a company which sell this service by the name of lionstanding.com. If you gave, for instance, $50 or more to a person for standing in the queue for him, then he can buy that service. So here the major crux that he said that the society, in the video he said about the US society, that the US is moving from the market economy to market society, where everything is up for sale. If you have the money, you can sell even these social services. and he said that he differentiated, he gave the ramification of economic inequality in its terms. He said that if inequality plays its role to the extent just that if you are in a position to buy a BMW or something else, to that extent, economic inequality will not be as disastrous, or it will not have its negative impact. But if economy or money will start playing role in every sphere, then it will become very harder to be poor or to be affluent. It will make a major difference. And in the end, he gave the example of the social values, social virtues like generosity, compassion, or solidarity, civic spirit. In the discussion, he quote one of the economists. He said that these social virtues are like scarce commodities, so we should use them scarcely. If you will utilize them more frequently, they will deplete like other resources. So we should utilize them scarcely. But as Michael Sandel has said, that these are not commodities, these are social virtues. And he put a very good analogy behind them, that these virtues of solidarity, generosity are like muscles, and if we will utilize them more through exercise, if you will exercise more, they will grow with time. So he, as far as I could understand, he tried to make a difference between the extent to which we can commodify the social things and other things which we could not. That was my understanding of the video. Thank you.
Okay, Amarjit, now your turn.
Good evening, all. As per this video is concerned, first this started with the moral preferences, how the one person thinks about one thing and another thinks about that preference. And after that, many examples were discussed, like US Supreme Court hearing, how you proceed in watching these hearings first, and you can buy a ticket, you can consider a person to stand in the line for yourself. And after that, it has debate in market economy versus market society, how market economy is commoditized all the things, and how state society thinks about the things, like walrus hunting, how one person thinks a quota has been designed for the local people, and how the others are restricted for that. And in the end, I think this is all about aesthetic values. We should give more preferences. Everything cannot be commoditized. Thank you.
Thank you, Amarjit. Next. Who will now present?
Shivans and Dharmendra are left, so I think.
Okay then, Dharmendra, you should start.
Sir, it's Hemendra, not Dharmendra.
Hemendra, sorry.
I'm sorry.
First of all, good evening to all. As the video goes, I decipher following meaning from the videos is that the video is topic is divided into two parts. First part is differentiating between market economy and market society, and second part is related to that first topic, which is free choices available to a person. In the first part, they discuss that the crux of the first part discussion is that importance to set a limit on market economy. Otherwise, it will erode all the altruism values, all the values that universal values that we hope to be achieved in a future term. In the second part, they discuss the importance of free choices in making a decision. Sometimes compulsion push a person to make a choice which feel as a free from outside world, but it is not because of the constraint available to a person. And second is that even it is because of the person's free will or not, the choice is also be considered on the values of human dignity, respect, and culture. So in that video, they discuss these two parts. So, that's all, sir.
Okay, now Shivans, you please represent your views.
Sir, he has
Yes.
left.
Yes, Shivans. Shivans is not there.
No, sir.
Okay. So, Komal, now you.
Good evening, everyone. When I was listening to this lecture, the whatever examples the professor gave, it just took me in the context of India. Like how I was just listening to his examples, but somewhere I was relating to Indian context, like how we have some examples of it. Like for example, surrogacy. It just came into my mind, where you can, with the money, you can hire somebody to carry the pregnancy for you. However, I believe there are both sides. When there is a requirement, when a person is not able to carry pregnancy, but we know that there are some cases where poor persons, they, you know what, they were, he said very right thing, that what choices they have, is it a free choice or they are under some compulsion. So for money, if somebody is doing a forceful surrogacy, that is one thing. And another thing, that consumerism, if you take example of our festivals. Earlier, I think it used to be a very simple festival, where people meet, enjoy things. But the show of business and the consumerism has penetrated so deep now, it where somebody feel left out. Maybe, for example, now Diwali is coming, so maybe in spite of just having a simple diya wala or patakhe wala puja, gifts exchange, show off, dresses. So what about a person who felt below or a poor just because of this show off? Because that person don't have money. And same like VIP culture in temple. So the question, I was not very much clear with this, whether we should support. There is some limit that we can justify. Okay, why not? If somebody have money, they can purchase it. Why not? But what about the others? So I was little bit stuck at this point. I hope through this discussion I will get my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Komal.
Thank you.
सो बेसिकली टॉपिक जो था हमारा, ये प्रोफेसर माइकल सैंडल हैं. ये मेरे ख्याल से हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी प्रोफेसर हैं, और इनका एक लेक्चर है मोरल लिमिट्स ऑफ मार्केट, या फिर कह सकते हैं व्हाट शुड बी द रोल ऑफ मार्केट इन द सोसाइटी. हम लोगों ने आज इसका टॉपिक लिया था डिस्कशन के लिए. तो एक तो रिलेवेंट टॉपिक है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम क्लियर किया हम लोगों ने. दूसरा ऑब्जेक्टिव ये है कि हम लोगों का जो इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन है, उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम लोग अपना स्किल्स जो है इम्प्रूव करें. खासकर जो कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स हैं, बॉडी लैंग्वेज है, कॉन्फिडेंस है, इन सब पर प्रैक्टिस करें और हम लोग इसको इम्प्रूव करें. ये ऑब्जेक्टिव है इस पूरे जो हम लोग डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं, और आगे भी वीकली बेसिस हम लोग डिस्कशन करेंगे. तो एक तो मैं आप सबको रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि आप इस वीडियो को ज़रूर देखें. हम लोग इसको अपना यूट्यूब चैनल में अपलोड कर देंगे. आप सब लोग देख पाएँगे कि आपका जो कम्युनिकेशन है, कहाँ पर प्रॉब्लम है, क्या चीज़ ठीक करनी है, क्या अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है। जब इसको देखेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम समझ में आएगी और नेक्स्ट टाइम जब हम लोग इसको प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो शायद एक बेहतर हम लोग परफॉर्मेंस दे पाएँ। ओके? और कोई कुछ कहना चाहेगा, कोई पार्टिसिपेंट?
सर आपके व्यूज जानने थे इस पे, मार्केट इकोनॉमी के को लेके कि आप कोमोडिफिकेशन ऑफ सर्विसेज को सपोर्ट करते हैं या नहीं।
मुझे
जैसे वो
मेरा जो
क्यूज में स्टैंड होने वाला है, जो क्यूज
हाँ,
में स्टैंड होने वाला है, उसका एग्जांपल।
मेरा तो पर्सनल ओपिनियन ये है कि जैसे कि जो मार्केट इकोनॉमी और मार्केट सोसाइटी में डिफरेंशिएशन होना चाहिए। कई बार हम लोग मार्केट इकोनॉमी को मार्केट सोसाइटी के साथ कन्फ्यूज कर देते हैं। मार्केट इकोनॉमी होना अच्छी बात है, बट सोसाइटी को मार्केट में कन्वर्ट कर देना ये अच्छा नहीं है। बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, बेसिक जो वैल्यूज़ हैं, बेसिक सर्विसेज़ हैं, जैसे हेल्थ है, एजुकेशन है, एक ह्यूमन डिग्निटी है, उसका कोई आप कॉस्ट नहीं लगा सकते हैं। उसको उसका कोई डॉलर वैल्यू असाइन नहीं कर सकते हैं, ह्यूमन डिग्निटी का, राइट? तो मेरे ख्याल से उस पे अगर उनको अगर हम मार्केट फोर्सेस के ऊपर ना ही छोड़ें तो अच्छा है। ओके?
जैसे जीडीपी में काउंट करने की जब बात आती है ना, तो हम ऑफन ये बोलते हैं कि जो होम मेकर की सर्विसेज होती हैं, दे आर नॉट काउंटेड इन द जीडीपी, दे शुड बी, मतलब ऐसा कुछ मूवमेंट जैसे चल रहा है कि देयर सर्विसेज को भी काउंट करना चाहिए जीडीपी में। तो उसको लेके सर आप क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, एक फ़िगर पे लाना आप ले सकते हैं, बट वही है
हम्म।
कि हर एक एक्टिविटी का डॉलर वैल्यू असाइन करना बड़ा मुश्किल है। जो चीज़ें सेल की जा सकती हैं, उसका तो डॉलर वैल्यू आप देख लेते हैं, असाइन कर देते हैं। बट जिन सर्विसेज़ को या जिन एक्टिविटी को आप सेल नहीं कर रहे हैं, उसका वैल्यू कैसे असाइन करेंगे? राइट? तो वो एक हाइपोथेटिकल एक फ़िगर हो सकता है, बट उसका बहुत कुछ रिलेवेंस नहीं होगा।
सर
ओके?
जैसे मेंस में सवाल आया था केयर इकोनॉमी के ऊपर, हाउ इट कैन बी कन्वर्टेड टू मनी इकोनॉमी, लाइक हाउ कैन दैट बी, मतलब वो सोसाइटी को मार्केट में लाने के लिए केयर इकोनॉमी जो हम बोलते हैं, जैसे पवन ने कहा, तो उस पे फिर स्टैंड यही रहेगा कि इट शुड बी टेकन, लाइक अगर सेल कर रहे हैं तो ही उसका रिलेवेंस है, अगर घर पे कोई कर रहा है तो इट्स लाइक देयर, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी, ऐसे ही स्टैंड ले सकते हैं फिर हम।
नहीं, रिलेवेंस तो है, उसका वैल्यू भी है, ऐसा नहीं है। वो सोसाइटी में कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं, बट क्वेश्चन ये है कि उसका कितना डॉलर वैल्यू असाइन किया जाए।
तो इट डिपेंड्स, अभी वो कैसे, उसके पैरामीटर्स नहीं हम तय कर सकते, अब तक तो
हाँ,
नहीं
उसके
कर
पैरामीटर्स
सकते।
तय नहीं कर सकते हैं। कैसे मेजर करेंगे?
अगर वो पैरामीटर्स तय हुआ है तो उसका वैल्यू भी आ जाएगा, और वो इट विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू मनी आल्सो
यस, यस, यस।
if someone gets the parameters right.
राइट, राइट।
Right.
सर क्या हम इसको इस एंगल से भी देख सकते हैं क्या कि मार्केट इकोनॉमी मार्केट सोसाइटी में तब्दील हो रही है, इसके कारण जो सोशल वैल्यूज है, जैसे इस वीडियो में भी डिस्कशन हुआ है कि उन वैल्यूज का कमोडिफिकेशन होगा, तो इससे जो सोशल वर्च्यूज है, सोशल वैल्यूज है, वो कहीं ना कहीं खत्म होंगे, तो वो मतलब नेगेटिव होगा सोसाइटी के लिए।
राइट, राइट। ये पॉइंट बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि कई बार जो सोशल वैल्यूज़ को उनको अगर हम डॉलर वैल्यू असाइन करते हैं, तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है। जो जिनके पास लेस ये जिनके पास जिनके पास मनी कम है, तो वो उनको ज़्यादा फ़ील होता है। इनइक्वालिटी का जो वो है और एक्सेंचुएट होता है। तो ये जो साइकोलॉजिकल इम्पैक्ट डालता है हमारी जो सोसाइटी है, वो वो शायद ज़्यादा नेगेटिवली इम्पैक्ट करता है। अगर हम हर एक जो जो वैल्यूज़ हैं, जो जो वर्च्यूज़ हैं, अगर उनको भी डॉलर वैल्यू असाइन करेंगे, तो लॉन्ग टर्म में जो सोसाइटी का जो हेल्थ है, शायद उसके लिए ठीक नहीं रहेगा।
और इसका इम्पैक्ट शायद इंडियन सोसाइटी पे हो भी रहा है, जैसे कोमल ने भी कहा कि जो इंडियन हमारे फेस्टिवल्स हैं, जो कस्टम्स है, ट्रेडिशंस हैं, तो उनका जो रियल एसेंस है, उसको कहीं ना कहीं तो वो तो पीछे छूटता जा रहा है, लेकिन इसके पीछे जो मार्केट है वो आता जा रहा है। उस मार्केट के कारण उन कस्टम्स का, ट्रेडिशंस का, फेस्टिवल्स का कमोडिफिकेशन हो चुका है। तो उन फेस्टिवल्स की जो रियल वैल्यू थी, जो रियल एसेट था, जो मैसेज वो देना चाहते थे यूनिटी का या फिर स्पिरिचुअलिटी का, उससे कहीं ना कहीं दूर जाकर सिर्फ वो एक कंजम्पशन का, मटेरियलिज्म का साधन बनकर रह जाता है। और उन फेस्टिवल पर सिर्फ ये देखा जाता है कि हम ऐसे सोशल स्टेटस हमारा क्या है, हम कितना कंज्यूम कर पा रहे हैं, हम कितना स्पेंड कर रहे हैं। तो इससे, जैसे इसमें भी बताया, तो जो सोशल स्टेटा के लोअर पोजीशन पर है, जो मतलब पुअर्स हैं, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं एक्सक्लूडेड फील करेंगे अपने आप को।
Yes, you are very much right. Yes, Samruddhi, please.
So one thing on continuing on Pradeep's the dilemma of how inequality is rising or how it portrays in a society. But for an individual, if a person is poor or rich in whichever sense, if the person is satisfied and happy in his own position, and the family or connected persons are confident about their position, so like I don't know if this is a very much accepted thing, but I feel that if you are okay with what you are and you know where you are going, then this sense of inequality stops in the individual level. And if this is what I think, it needs more proposed idea of what I have.
Sir, so can I speak?
Yes, please.
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन ये बनता है कि जैसे शो ऑफ बिजनेस के बारे में बात हो रही है कि फेस्टिवल के टाइम पे जो रिच होते हैं वो बहुत सारी फैसिलिटीज को यूज करते हैं, जिससे पुअर पीपल बहुत लेफ्ट आउट फील करते हैं। बट अगर हम वो रिच वाली जो फैसिलिटीज को देखें कि जो सर्विसेज वो ले रहे हैं, जो गुड्स को कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं, वो एक्चुअली में बना कौन रहा है? वो दीज आर दोज पुअर पीपल जो उसको बना रहे हैं और सर्विसेज को दे रहे हैं। तो एक्चुअली में जो रिच लोग हैं वो इवन दो दे आर शो ऑफ कर रहे हैं, बट ठीक है कि उनके थ्रू जो है ये पुअर पीपल को एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज तो उसी के थ्रू मिल रही है, तो वो ट्रिकल डाउन तो हो रहा है। तो अगर हम ये एग्जांपल ले लें कि रिच पीपल स्टार्ट मतलब कंज्यूम करना ही बंद कर दें, मतलब शो ऑफ के उसमें कि शो ऑफ का एक टैग लगा के कंज्यूम करना ही बंद कर दें, तो एक्चुअल में जो पुअर पीपल जो वो गुड्स और सर्विसेज को बना रहे हैं तो उसको खरीदेगा कौन? अगर उसको खरीदेगा नहीं कोई और मार्केट में डिमांड नहीं होगी तो उनकी एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज अफेक्ट होंगी ना।
I would like to counter you, Pawan.
Yes, Pawan, मैं जस्ट वन कमेंट देना चाहूंगा। आप लोगों का जो भी जिस मीडियम से इंटरव्यू देने का सोच रहा है, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा अगर वही मीडियम रखेंगे अपना कम्युनिकेशन का तो ज्यादा बेहतर रहेगा।
Okay.
Yes, now Kumar.
Actually, what you said is right. Rich people are showing off and etc. But I think you are diverting from the question. The question is not that rich people are showing up and poor are not. The question is how market has forced society, to do this. I'll give you example where Valentine Day. Just take an example of Valentine Day. The person who can afford it, they can give gifts, etc. But a person who can't, you know what a mental pressure that person, he or she, is going, that I am not able to give this. Why? Because the market has made our mind like that. Okay, we have to do this. The main thing, if in case of festival, if it is a equal, everybody is the thing is now rich person can definitely enjoy or spend as much they can. That is definitely going to improve our market. But the thing is this, it should, the societal pressure or the image that is going, that okay, we have to do this, so a poor person feel left behind. that I am not able to provide this to my children, like this. Here, this is the question. I hope. Yeah. Thank you.
ओके, काजल ने भी ज्वाइन किया है रिसेंटली, सो लेट अस हियर हर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. काजल, प्लीज present your point of view. काजल, आर यू देयर?
हेलो
हाँ, आप अपना
हाँ
वीडियो ऑन करें प्लीज.
सर, मैं बस में हूँ, अभी मैं ट्रैवल कर रही हूँ. बस मैंने ज्वाइन किया कि क्या चल रहा है, तो मैं बस
ओके
सुन
ओके
पाऊंगी.
ओके, कोई
हाँ
बात नहीं. ओके
हाँ
ओके देन, ठीक है.
Sir, what Ms. Komal has said, my argument was not that. What I was trying to say that if you look our economy in the terms of consumption expenditure, then around 60% of the contribution comes from the consumption, private final consumption expenditure. And what we know that what we meant by development. Development is being defined by growth and plus distribution. That means if the country is growing, it is obvious that the top 10 richest persons will get the more money. Uh, uh, when the country grows, the economy of the country grows. But that money is being distributed only through these things only. Like rich people start consuming, and those consumption of goods and services are being delivered by the poor people, those who are working to produce those goods and services. So if someone is consuming, only then these goods and services will be sold in the market. And if these goods and services will be sold in the market, that will create an employment opportunities for the lower strata. So that was my argument, the trickle down theory that was being given by the Jawaharlal Nehru PC Mahalanobis model in the second 5-year plan.
Okay,
Sir,
anybody? Yes, yes.
I have to counter the Pawan point. Pawan, you are discussing the benefit of the market economy. That is good. The topic is not related to the benefit of the market economy. Topic was related to the difference between market economy and market society. When market economy enters into the social dimensions, then it creates a different kind of inequality. There is a theory related to that, that is culture of excellence. The capital is divided into various parts. There is a different dimension of capital: it's social capital, economic capital, knowledge capital, information capital. When these market economy enter into the other part of the society, for example education, when the private education institute created in the country, they charges very high fee to a poor student, so poor person cannot afford their child to go in this institution. So it create a difference. It will percolate in the future generation also. So the topic is related to the difference between these two terms. It's not that market economy is bad. If it would have been bad, then communism would have survived in present time. Understand
No,
that?
yes, I totally agree with you what you are saying. My argument is simple that certain activities like health, education, these things should be separated from the market-based economy. These things should be controlled by the state. But other things which are being benefited by the market forces should be allowed to function in a free economic model. That was my argument.
Yeah, that is right. That is right. That's why market economy is surviving in present world. That's why capitalism is surviving.
That's why China also liberalized
China
itself.
liberalizing itself, but still China is following the difference between these two dimensions, society and market economy, while USA on the other part is completely blurring the line between these two terms. That was the topic.
Anybody else want to add something? I suppose for today it's over.
Yes.
Okay.
So I will put one question. I think I just want others remark on it. Like
Yes.
the VIP culture, like for example, like temples, gurudwaras, है ना? Or maybe in other areas also. What is your view on it? I just want one remark from everyone if they want to give. Maybe we can start
According
with
to me,
Hemendra.
according to me, sometimes these VIP culture is important. For example, if president is visiting to the temple or Gurudwara, he has a constraint of time. So the VIP culture there works. The VIP culture there is great, but when it comes to the a venue for generating revenue to the temples, there it become a little bit of wrong, according to me.
Sir, I'll add that VIP culture is classic example where we say time is money. Like, to save time, we give money. So that is my thing. And I'm okay with VIP culture unless there is very like the big line and still, example in Tirupati, like we, from a personal example, we were standing in queue for more than 24 hours. And there was, I think, some politician who was attending it, and he had the access to it. So I think somewhere the person who is taking the VIP privilege, he should understand the feelings or the efforts of other people also. Like, so again, I'll agree with Hemendra that somewhere it should be balanced and not always a free revenue generation thing.
Sir, I'm not in favor of having VIP cultures in the places where faith is being involved, like religious places, because you enter religious places to for your faith, and if you are using VIP culture there, that means you are a kind of deceiving the God, which is similar like what Christian padri has, but there was a term. No, they used to give a letter of acceptance if you pay some money, and your all the sins will be vanished. So what? Yeah, tithe was I think the word. So that kind of culture is not in. I'm not in favor. But take example of demonetization, where demonetization happens. So there are long queues. If in that kind of thing, if a rich person is using someone to stand in the queues on his behalf and paying him money, then why not? It should be happen, but because it is creating some employment opportunity for at least for short term, so that kind of thing should be allowed. But in where your religious faith is coming, it should not be there, because if you are not willing to go to the temples or gurudwaras for your faith, then you should not go to there. So that is my argument.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes, Pradeep.
Pradeep, you are on mute.
Sir, what I believe is that in practical society, absolute equality is not possible. Take for example, the case in point is of Aam Aadmi Party. They say that once we will be in power, we will end this VIP culture. But what happens in Punjab? They removed the security of some high-profile personalities like Sidhu Moosewala. But what actually happened in the end? So the security breach happened. So to some extent, maintain the social stability, social harmony. I believe to that extent, this special privileges kind of system or this VIP system, to that extent, I believe is valid. That is all.
Okay. Yes, Samarjeet. Yes, please.
Sir, there are two aspects of VIP culture. Sometimes it is necessary, sometimes it is not. जैसे कि एग्जांपल लिए गुरुद्वारा विजिट करना अपना श्री हरमंदिर साहिब अमृतसर. If president is going to that Amritsar Gurdwara, he will use it as a VIP culture. But there is also another provision in that Gurdwara also. If you are doing a part or other thing, aesthetic values like that, you have to wait for years. You have to write them that I want to enjoy this facility. I want puja, all that. He has to enroll in that process. and it is about waiting for years. Like we have often heard that Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was waited for 4 years to do puja at Gurdwara Harminder Sahib. Thank you.
I suppose, Komal, you have got your answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
So now we should wind up the discussion. और next Sunday को हम लोग फिर मिलते हैं another topic के साथ, and then we will discuss again. Okay, thank you for participating.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The question.
पूछो
सर से था.
Pradeep, next
Yes,
we
sir.
can take it on the next discussion.
The question is related to the session part, sir. So, what actually the purpose or what we actually are trying to gain means through this, and what would be the duration, that all?
It will be approximately 1 hour duration, and the idea is to improve our communication skills. Idea is to build up on our strong areas and improve our weak areas, gain some confidence, and improve our body language. That is the objective of this discussion.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.